Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. I'm from Beijing, China. I go to a private university.
Hello everyone, this is Akshay. I'm from Mumbai, India. I go to a public university.
My name is Fatima, originally from Nigeria. I go to an HBCU, meaning historically black colleges.
My name is Tingwe, and I'm from Vietnam. I go to a community college.
I want to be able to influence the world, and the United States stands out as a pace setter in research. I'm so excited about being here.
In my opinion, US degree is extremely impressive, and that makes studying abroad in the US an excellent choice.
There are many types of institutions in the United States.
I think it's just so unique that there's so many to choose from.
I had to make a major choice between the type of university that I was supposed to attend. The major factor that I considered was the scholarship opportunities that were available and the alumni network.
I've heard so much about the HBCUs as historically black colleges. I chose those because I wanted a school that really represents me.
As a humanities student, I prefer seminars instead of lectures because I find myself better understand the material if we get to discuss it in class. That led into my decision of going to a private university.
I chose a community college to study because most of the community college offer affordable costs, and they often offer a lot of majors you can choose from.
Some of the things I find that are in common between different types of institutions in the US is that the curriculum are more comprehensive.
It is more practical oriented that really helps you get hands-on experience about what you're learning.
Students can benefit from forward-thinking technology and modern facilities.
And I love the diversity, the fact that it's a melting pot for everywhere in the world. And so it's an awesome experience for me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's session. We are so happy that there are so many of you live with us today. So we are here again with another interesting topic that is going to be useful for your college application. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Alina Iacubov, and I'm representing Education USA. And today with me, I have my colleague Aina. And we are going to talk about early action and early decision. So this is a topic that is very important to our undergraduate students, and specifically this month is going to be dedicated to the application process for undergrads. So you guys can subscribe, you can follow us on our social media for more information on our following webinars. I really hope that you'll have the chance to watch all of them. Okay, so I just got a message here. I can see that in the comments. So I am from Moldova, and my colleague Aina is from Kazakhstan. Okay, it's good that you've asked, guys. If you have questions like that, let us know. And thank you for specifying in the comment section where are you from, because that's very helpful. And just want to specify that on educationusa.org, you can also find the nearest Education USA center related to area that you are located currently. So you can find your Education USA advisor if you are now revising and you are considering the applications for studies in the US. Okay, so as I've said, we're going to focus on the early action and early decision. I will let Aina to introduce herself also. I can give you a bit the floor so you can tell more about what you are in charge and what are you doing, because we consider that this session is going to be even more interesting, so you can get to know more advisors that are in our region. And Aina can introduce herself.
Hi. Hi, everybody. We're glad that you're here with us today. My name is Aina. Thank you, Alina. I'm also, as Alina, working in the regional team for Education USA, serving 11 countries, supporting students and advisors in the year admissions process. Mostly, I am concentrated in supporting graduate students. We are preparing cohorts, different modules, and advising for graduate students. But at the same time, I have a bit of experience, not so much, in undergraduate admissions process. What else? I have studied in the US. I have a master's degree in educational counseling, specifically in career advising. I have got the field work as a career and educational advisor in community colleges, high school, and middle schools in the US. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Aina, for introducing yourself. And then we're going to follow, we're going to focus now on the presentation. So guys, we have here a presentation on the main things that you have to consider about early action and early decision. And afterwards, we're going to focus on the questions that you have sent us before the start of this webinar. And I've seen that there is a question about how long is going to last this webinar. So we are trying to compile our webinars in 1 hour. So we know that you are also focused with other activities. So you can also watch it after in case if you don't have sufficient time to do that now. But thank you very much for those who are live with us now. Okay, so we're going to start with our presentation. And what I really want to start about and what I really want to tell you guys is that Education USA has at this moment over 430 international student advising centers across more than 175 countries. And as I specified before, you can find your nearest center by accessing our official website, the educationusa.org. And Education USA is offering you is dedicated to promote U.S. higher education, and we are providing accurate, comprehensive, and up-to-date information about the application process. So we can assist you in your research, in your application process for your undergraduate studies or your graduate studies. Okay, and what we are doing and what we are representing specifically with Aina is the Education USA virtual project. So we are conducting webinars. We have here, we have on our website useful resources and materials. We are offering you informational courses, so you can access our website to find more information out there. You can also access our past webinars because we have a lot of information that can be helpful for you. And we have a community of like-minded individuals. So there is a huge network of people who are communicating, and we're gonna have more news in the future because Aina has specified some things about the cohorts, and we really hope that we will get with more information to you as soon as possible. And in November, we are preparing again another series of interesting events. In November, we have the International Education Week, and that means that we'll have even more interesting topics that are going to be interesting for you. Okay, and here are our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, on Telegram, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, so a bunch of social media platforms, and we would be grateful if you can follow and subscribe to all our webinars and all our social media platforms. Okay, so as I've said, today, the agenda that we are going to cover about the topic about early action and early decision is going to explain the definition of these two terms. Then we're going to talk about the benefits and key features of applying for early action and early decision. Then we're going to specify the things that you need to consider when analyzing the early action and an early decision, the cases. We're going to have here a case that is going to showcase, is going to explain what you need to consider, what is working for you better in a specific case of a student, for example. So that will kind of make sense for you in your research process. And then we're going to have the Q&A session. As I've said, we received questions before the start of this webinar. We're going to answer them. There have been a lot of them, and you can also address more questions during this webinar. Let's start with the first slide. So as I've said, we're going to talk about these two terms, and you should know that there are two different types of early admission. So that's early decision and early action. And those started in 1976, and it started by Ivy League and MIT. And there were some schools that opted for early action while others opted for early decision. And currently, most selective schools have some form of early admission, and the majority of them are applying the early decision. And at this moment, there are like 450 of them. Not so many of them, I mean, not all of them. So that means that you have to do your research and see which one of them are applying this. And I'm going to explain you more in details about the early action specifically. So early action is an admission process used by some colleges and universities that allows students to apply early in their senior year of high school and receive decision before the regular admission timeline. And here are the key features of early action. So normally the early action is a non-binding commitment. So students are not required to attend if accepted. They can apply to multiple early action schools and still have until May 1st to decide. Another key feature is that they also get the early notification. So the early action applicants, they receive their admission decision earlier, which can reduce stress and help you in planning. It also gives flexibility, so students can compare offers from different schools before making a final decision. Then the benefits that you should also consider for early actions. So you can have a choice in financial package. So you can get a decision from the university and you can compare the financial aid package from several schools, which is vice versa, for example, for early decision. And I know she's going to develop in details on that. Then you have increased admission chances. Many schools admit a higher percentage of early action applicants, which can improve your odds of getting in. So that's why many students, they tend to apply early admission for some schools. Then you can also get priority access to resources. So as I've said, early applicants often receive better access to financial aid and scholarships, and also receive priority to housing. And of course, you can get less stress. And so that means that if you're applying earlier, that can reduce your anxiety that often tend to be super stressful. And it allows you to focus on your senior year. And here is the timeline for the early action. So normally the application submission is by November 1st. The notification is between December 1st and January 31st. And some colleges may tend to notify you until mid-February. That's a thing that you need to check. And the enrollment commitment normally is by May 1st. And there are some additional things that we can consider, and I would like to highlight them. So as I've said, the financial aid, the early action applicants may receive financial aid offers earlier, but it's important to compare multiple schools before deciding. And that's the greatest opportunity that the early action offers. Then you also have to consider the school policies. So if you need to confirm if your school offers early action, understand their unique policies, because they can vary. Then the impact on regular applications. So early actions may affect your other applications. So that can possibly create pressure to apply early to multiple schools. In the same time, the stress level. So even though applying early can reduce stress, later it may cause pressure to finalize the decision sooner. So you tend to be like really stressed in the process of making that decision. Or if they get this financial aid offer, sometimes that might not be sufficient. So you need to analyze that in very detailed. Then you have the demonstrating interest. So the early action can highlight your enthusiasm for a school, which might benefit your application, and the university and the admission commission tend to see that the student is really interested specifically by our university, and he considers that our university is the best fit. So also that gives a lot of credibility when you are applying sooner. Then you also have to consider the deadlines and requirements. So be mindful or specific about the early action deadlines and requirements, because they can differ from regular admissions. So that means that you have to prepare much in advance for your SAT exam if you're planning to take one, for your application package, extracurricular activities, and all the other things that you need to consider in your application. And then you have the deferred admission. So be prepared for the possibility of being deferred, which means that you have to apply for the regular decision. And you can be reviewed with the regular pool. And that's not a drama. I mean, that happens very often, and students tend to apply for early admission, but they can be deferred. And that's not a tragedy that can happen. And it's just work with your mental health, with your resistance in such cases, and with the support of your family, definitely. Okay, so I'm finished with the early action thing. afterwards we're gonna specify more things that you more tips that you need to use maybe in your preparation process. And I'll give the floor to Aina.
Thank you, Alina. And we have a great picture here for early decision. As you see, early decision, it's a variety of early application, as Alina said. It's a binding admission process allowing students to apply early in their first choice college. So the key words here as binding admissions process and first choice college, you should be aware of that. Students commit to enrolling if accepted, which differentiates early decision from other applications types. So if you are admitted, you don't have any choice, but you have to accept the offer from the university. As college admissions become more competitive, knowing the ins and outs of early decision can be very crucial to prospective students. So you should understand your situation. You should make a SWOT analysis. You should analyze the pros and cons. You should analyze your situation and your strengths and weak sides, so to understand if you fit this or that university perfectly. Next slide, please. So again, the timeline for early decision is the same as for early action. Application submission usually closes by November 1st, and the notification is usually sent in mid-December, but it depends and it varies from university to university. So you should be aware of this and check about the deadlines with the university websites, or you should write to admissions counselors or officers to the university. Some colleges may notify earlier, but there is no situation when early decision offers are sent later than mid-December. Enrollment commitment you should be aware that you should make your decision before May 1st, as the last day for your decision is the National Decision Day, which is May 1st. Next, please. Benefits of early decision, it's higher acceptance rates, definitely. For 20%, it's higher that you will be accepted when applying as early decision than regular ones. Some schools may have even 25% higher acceptance rates for early decision. And also we wanted to point that usually it's a very competitive schools, it's very competitive programs who give an opportunity for early decision because they want to catch the best students for them and to find also the best fit students for their programs. Early admission committees may give more personalized attention to early decision applicants, as early applicants demonstrate commitment and less students are applying. You understand that by November 1st, less students are applying as early decisions, so the officers may have more time to read your essays. Maybe they can invite you to the interview and so on. And of course, securing a spot early allows students to focus on their senior year, to somehow find themselves, to prepare for their university, first year at university, to have the pre-departure orientations, to apply for dormitory, to have more opportunities to get placed in the dormitory. Next, please. So implication of early decision. Early decision is a binding commitment. So students must attend the institutions if accepted, which can limit their options if they wish to compare the offers from other universities. If you are not okay with the offer that university gives you, you cannot withdraw and apply to another school. You will be waiting, you will be having gap year and will be applying next year. But as Alina said, it's not a drama, it's not crisis situation is just your experience, and you should be aware of it. Financial aid considerations the same. When applying early decision, you don't have any opportunity to compare. You don't have any opportunity to even to apply to other universities and understand if you will have more flexible, better financial offer from another university. And potential pressure. The binding nature of early decisions can add significant pressure, as you don't understand, you cannot know if you will be accepted or withdrawn to the regular decision, if you will be accepted with the financial offer you were planning to get. And it has a lot of pressure and very stressful for students. Next, please. Who should consider the early decision? Ideal candidates, students who are confident in their choice of institutions. When you understand that you are thoroughly researched your preferred school, when you understand that it's the best fit for you and you are the best fit for the university, when you understand that all the documents are prepared, your essays are thoroughly read and prepared, you have the honors and you have extracurricular activities, what you wanted to show, and your activities are close to the university mission and vision and close to your program. Those who have a strong academic record, as I said, and feel prepared. Here we wanted to point that a very high standardized test scores does not mean that you are well prepared to the early admissions or early decision, as you may have a lot of pressure from the sides of extracurricular activities, or you will not have enough, as you say, honors to apply to this or that school. Access personal and family financial situation to ensure that accepting an ED offer is feasible. So first of all, we always say to talk to your parents, as your parents are your guardians and those who will be paying. Otherwise, you have prepared money for your education and you are paying yourself, but still you have to discuss the situation with your parents. You should tell them the financial offer you are supposing to get, you're thinking you may get, and if accepted, that it's not a surprise for your family, first of all, that you are going to this or that university. Also, you can have advice from a counselor, but still be aware that the counselor is not your parent, he is not your guardian, so he will not have the opportunity for you to decide. And evaluate the fit of the institution regarding academic programs, campus culture, and financial aid, as you may be accepted to one university, and the university is located in a big city, and the university on their application may say that they don't have enough spots in the dormitory, and you will have to understand where you will be living and maybe hiring an apartment and so on, and the living costs may be very high in certain cities in the US. So these situations should be considered before applying. Next, please. How to prepare for early decision. First of all, research the institution. Investigate each college ED policies, deadlines, and requirements. You should understand their requirements, when the early decision starts, when the early decision ends, the application, when you will get the offer, how you will be withdrawn. Is there any enrollment pools that they have? Attend colleges fairs and information sessions to gather insights. Stay close in contact with admissions officers. Prepare application materials. Ensure all components like essays, letters of recommendation, transcripts are polished and ready for submission. So you should be ready by now to apply as early decision. Discuss with family and counselors, as I already said. Next, please. I think
Sure,
it's
here I'll jump in. Okay, so we guys already saw that you are posting questions in the chat, but here are some tips on how to improve your chances of success. So, of course, for any type of deadline, even for regular admission, even for you can start early and align application timeline to compare options and financial aid. Then you need to show interest in top schools through virtual visits, chats, or reaching out to admission offices. That can also give good credibility to your application. You can check last year's acceptance rates for each application type, and I will also share that later on the next slide with you. You can write strong essays and request solid recommendation letters. That can also definitely help. You can proofread your application. So as I've said, you should consider everything because, as you know, the applications for US university is reviewed holistically. Then another option can be to contact the international office for support with enrollment. So we consider that those might be good tips for any type of admission, even for the regular decision, for early and for early action and for early decision. For all those three, that can be definitely very very relevant. And then we have here. We have here a graphic of the acceptance rates for top schools for 2022-2023. Maybe that can give you a better perception on how many applicants have been accepted via the earlier round acceptance rate. So as we said, the main benefits of early action and early decisions are higher acceptance rates and more time to prepare after acceptance, but before the school starts. So international students will appreciate this extra time to obtain a visa, to secure the transportation, and to pay the international student fees. Good. And here we have the case that we were talking about, and I think Aina can also jump here with more details.
We have prepared a case for you. Let's talk about Emily Smith. Emily is a high school student from Jefferson High School. She is graduating 2023 and has a great GPA 4.0. Her test score for SAT is 1450, and she's intended to apply to environmental science. So as for early decision, next slide, please. Emily has chosen the Greenwood University through the early decision options. It's her first choice school. She's confident that this is the best fit for her academic and personal goals. So the reason for choosing early decision the Greenwood University, Emily has been involved in various environmental initiatives and feels deeply connected to Greenwood's sustainability program and faculty. So she has read the programs that Greenwood University has, and she knows that the faculty of the Greenwood University are also enrolled in these environmental initiatives where she was enrolled during her high school. She's aware that the acceptance rates for ED application is significantly higher, 20-25% higher compared to the regular applications. And by applying in ED, Emily aims to secure her spot in the Dream University. So Emily receives her acceptance letter in December, and confirming her place at Greenwood University, she commits to attending and feels relieved. As the early decision, as we said, is a binding admissions, so Emily didn't have any opportunity to withdraw or not accept the offer. So she accepted the offer to this university. And as for early action, next please, Emily also considers applying to Lakeside University through the early action option, as it is another school she is dreaming to go and interested in. The reason is that Emily is applying to Lakeside University is that she appreciates the non-binding nature of the application, and this allows her to explore other colleges and compare financial aid offers. We can say that Emily looks to the Lakeside University as a safe place for her. She wants to keep her options open and see how the scenario goes with the first choice university, the Greenwood College. Like ED process, EA applicants also have their admission decision in early December, which gives them Emily an opportunity to prepare to the university. Next, please. So let's compare these two scenarios, early decision and early action. Commitment level. Emily is more committed to go to Greenwood University because if accepted, she will be accepting the offer. Emily retains the flexibility to explore other options, and Lakeside University, being non-binding admissions, is a great choice for her. Acceptance rate. The ED acceptance rate is higher in the Greenwood University, and this increases the chances for Emily to apply to Greenwood University. Acceptance rates for early action may vary, but tend to be similar to regular decision. But Emily looks at the college, the second college, as her safe place, so it's for her okay for her. As for the financial aid consideration, Emily faces potential challenges in comparing financial aid packages, as she must commit before receiving an offer. And as in early action, Emily can compare financial aid offers from Lakeside and other schools before making a final decision. And application stress. ED seems to be more stressful to apply than early action, but still it has a higher acceptance rate. So there are a lot of things to think about for Emily. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aina. Okay, good. So I've seen that we have a lot of questions in the chat, but as I've said, we're going to concentrate now on the questions that we've got for the students that have pre-registered for this event. We've kind of splitted the questions with Aina. Thank you so much, guys, for addressing those before the start of this live. And then we're going to answer those that you have addressed to us during this session. So one of the first questions that we have received was this one. Is it worth applying for as an early decision student if the college is need aware for international students? So I'll take this one. And what I can say is that applying for early decision to a college that is need aware, that can be a strategic choice, but it depends on several factors. And I'm more than sure that you know them. And first of all, that can be your financial situation. So if you can afford the college without needing significant financial aid, early decision might be a good option. Need-aware policies mean that financial need can affect your admission chances. So if you require substantial aid, it could be risky. Then you need to consider your best fit term. So you need to do the fit and commitment thing. So make sure the college is your top choice. And the early decision bins you to attend if admitted. So it's important to be sure about this decision. Then you have the admission chances. Some colleges may have higher acceptance rates for early decision applicants. So if you're confident in your application, that can definitely increase your chances. And the financial aid package. Consider how financial aid works at the school. Sometimes being accepted early decision may not yield the best financial package for you. And yeah, that's what I can say at this question. Then we have the next one, and are there any civil engineering majors? If you are subscribed to our events, you should know that we have a talk session with a student from Ukraine that is studying currently at Caltech University. So that's one of the universities that is offering civil engineering majors. So you can consider that as an option. Of course, MIT, Stanford, University of California, Berkeley. So I mean, there are a lot of them, but that's a part of the research process that you should consider when analyzing this specific major. So what I can suggest is for you to attend our webinar with Alexandra on 24th of October, and you can address to her more questions maybe about the university and how she did with her research process. Even though she has another major, I think anyway it's going to be helpful to understand how was her interaction with the admission commission and how was the application package for her and the application process in general. Okay, then the next question is, what are my chances of getting, after I have compiled all the needed documentation? I would say that that's a general question because we can definitely not say how many chances you'll get. So it all depends on your application package in general, about your profile, about the major that you have chose, about the research. So here we can also specify that you did research and the preparation in advance, because that also gives you more chances to getting admitted. And you should do that long before you are applying, because we are tending to say that at all our webinars, you should start preparing earlier. And we cannot say exact percentage. Definitely your EducationUSA advisor can rate maybe your chances when he will talk with you, he or she will talk with you, and we'll see what is the status of your application at this moment. So my advice is to reach your EducationUSA advisor, having a discussion with them and see where are you currently. So maybe you should work on your language proficiency, or maybe you should work on your recommendation letters or on your Common App application. So there are a lot of things that you need to consider. Okay, then the next question that we had was, does early decision or early action also affect the scholarships I can apply to? So what can I say here is that yes, early decision and early action can impact your scholarship opportunities in a few ways. So that can be the different type of scholarships. So there are institutional scholarships. So some colleges offer specific scholarships for early decision or early action applicants. And that can be a financial incentive to apply early. Then you need to consider, then another thing that that should be in your mind is a priority consideration. So applying early can sometimes give you priority for certain scholarships, especially those with limited funding or competitive pools, and that's part of the research process. You should go on the university's website, and in case if you are not finding a scholarship that is specifically for you, you can also address that question to the admission committee or to the admission office. And also the external scholarships. So many external scholarships have their own deadlines, which may align with regular decision timelines. So if you apply early decision, you might miss some opportunities that are available later in the admission cycle for regular decision, for example. And then the financial aid packages. So if you're applying for need-based aid, be aware that applying for early decision may limit your ability to compare financial aid offers from different schools, which is the benefit of early action, for example, that you can do that. Good. Another question that we also got was, I would like them to expound more on online opportunities of master's programs. So this is a question, I mean, not a question, but I think that's a preference that one of our, someone from our audience listed that as a question. So there are some universities that are offering online master programs, so you can definitely browse on them. One of the most popular ones are the University of Southern California, the Pennsylvania State, the Penn State, the University of Florida, and I'm more than sure there are even more of them, but that depends on your best fit. That depends on specifically the major that you want to focus on. So yes, that's a part of the research process, as we always say. I'm not sure if Aina wants to add more on that, because I'm more than sure that she's very skilled on this topic specifically. So maybe, Aina, if you want to give some hints on some online master's programs that can be interesting to our students.
Thank you, Alina. Most universities have online programs, especially master programs, but still, as Alina said, you should check the websites of the universities. Some are programs are blended, online and offline, but I can say for 70%, all the programs are given online opportunity and offline opportunity in the US, especially for the big universities as USC and as Columbia University gives a lot of online opportunities. I cannot say anything about Harvard and Yale. I don't know about their situation, about the percentage of online programs, but the University of Florida also gives a lot of opportunity for online programs, as I know. But definitely you should check the websites, and usually on the first page of admissions website, they give the program that they have and the instruction form that they may offer you.
Great. Thank you so much, Aina, for adding here that. Okay, then the question that we also got was, tell me about the opportunities for PhDs for someone still in the last year of his master's. So it definitely depends where are you doing your master's currently. So you should consider, I mean, it depends on the major, definitely. It depends on your best fit, as we are always saying. But one of the things that you have to consider, and not one, but there are some key factors that you actually have to consider. So that's the eligibility and timing, the research interest, the funding opportunities, the program types, and the admission requirements. So that's part of you working on outreaching, for example, professors, is part of the research process, definitely. Maybe if you can give us more information on the major specifically, and if you can reach your Education USA advisors, that will give you more perception on what exactly you can consider as an opportunity specifically for you, because there are a bunch of them. So I think we can go to the next question, and I think that's the one that Aina has prepared an answer for. So is early decision blinding, and how many universities I can choose?
Yeah, thank you so much, Alina. Early decision, as we have said, is a binding college admissions process, meaning that if you apply, you have to accept your ED offer, and you are committed to attend that institution and must withdraw any other applications you have submitted. As the number of universities you can choose for early decision, you can typically only apply to one school under the ED program. However, some institutions may allow you to apply to other schools under your regular decision or early action. But it's important to check each university's specific policies regarding ED applications, as they may vary. Always read the terms carefully to ensure you understand that commitments involved. So, as we said, please be very specific with the university. Go to the university website and read the requirements of the program.
Thank you, Aina. So we'll go to the next one. Could you do a webinar about the application process and scholarship of ESL courses in the colleges, please? So that's a thing that definitely we will research more, and I'm not really sure because we have discussed already that with Aina on this topic specifically. And if you can get back with more details on what exactly is interesting for you, if you can outreach your Education USA advisor, that can also definitely be more helpful. So he or she can give you more hints on what you need to consider during this application process specifically. And the next one is, how does the acceptance rate varies when applying early action and early decision? To which type of university's safety target or reach should I apply regular decision as an international student?
Thank you, Alina. The acceptance rates for EA and ED can differ significantly from regular decision rates. Generally, schools tend to have higher acceptance rates for ED application compared to regular decisions applicants. We cannot say exactly by percentage or by number, as it differs from school to school, from year to year, from program to program. But ED applicants demonstrate a strong commitment to the institution, and it makes them more appealing to admissions committees. Early action may also have higher acceptance rates than regular decisions, but this can vary by institution. As an international student, when applying regular decision, it's wise to consider a balanced mix of safety, target, and reach schools. The safety schools are the school institutions where your academic credentials, like grades, test scores, are significantly above the school's average admitted students profile. You should feel confident about being admitted to these schools. Target schools are the schools where your qualifications closely match the average admitted student profile. You have a reasonable chance of being accepted there, but still have the feel of competitive. Rich schools are institutions where your credentials are below the average admitted students profile. While applying to these schools can be a long shot, they can also offer great opportunities if you are accepted there. So secure the application process. Consider these steps, we can say, like research the university thoroughly, prepare your store application materials. They should be very strong, very focused on crafting and compelling personal statement. Secure a good letters of recommendation that highlights relevant extracurricular activities and your strengths. Be prepared to show standardized tests and apply early. Follow up the application after submission, as most universities get back to you when you are missing some documents or they are interested to know more about you. So follow up your application and plan your financial opportunities, or like have your financial plan ready. These strategies may help you in preparing for admissions to the university.
Okay, thank you, Aina. Then the next question, what if I haven't passed my exams yet, IELTS and SAT? I want to apply for early action, but I know that I won't have the required exam result. It's a good thing that you already know and you can rate yourself.
Yeah, it's a good thing to be realistic, to understand your situation. It's great. Applying through early action can potentially increase, as we said, your opportunity. But if you have such situation, you should be aware of this thing. First of all, check the deadlines. First, confirm the specific early decision deadline for the university. That, as we said, the deadlines for the early action or early decision may slightly vary from university to university. Many schools have deadline by November, but still maybe there are some flexibility. Contact the admissions office. Reach out the admissions offices of the universities where you plan to apply. Explain your situation and regarding the SAT scores, and they may provide the guidance on how to proceed, or some institutions might allow you to submit your application by the deadline and send your SAT scores later, but still you have to contact the admissions office. Submit your application. If you have a permission to submit your application without the score, please be aware that you prepare your application thoroughly. You have everything prepared and done. Consider the backup plan. If you are worried about not having your score in time, you might want to consider applying to another schools to regular decision. So always have a backup plan. Prepare other application materials, as I said. Focus on ensuring that all components are prepared and very strong close to the submitting time. And stay informed. Keep an eye on any communications from the universities. Keep an eye on any sessions that universities may give you. But still, first of all, you should contact the office, admissions office, and explain your situation with dates, with everything. You should be aware when you get your test scores, when you are passing tests, and tell them that you will be aware, like, to apply to get your test scores by this date.
Perfect. Thank you, Aina. If you have weak accomplishments and you want to get into US universities fully funded, then could early action college application increase your opportunity to get in and get a big scholarship?
We can say yes. The early action may strengthen your application. And as we said, as you are more interested in the university may be more interested in you. And this may increase your opportunity for the scholarship. But still, again, check with the website of the university, check with the cases of early admitted students in the university last previous years and understand the situation. We cannot say, as it differs from program to program, from university to university, from year to year. And definitely the best way for you is to learn the situation yourself.
Thank you. And then the last one we have for the question that we've got in advance: what if I want to apply for early decision, but also I need to include my SAT score, which will be released approximately on 15th of November. I'm just worrying that I will be late for early application.
I think I will be repeating myself. Contact the university office, admissions office. Tell them about the situation with your SAT score. Tell them about that you want to apply to this university, and ask if you can close the application. You can apply without SAT score, and we'll send the SAT score after you get it. If they will let you, you can do so, but always have the backup plan.
Perfect. Good. Then now we'll focus on the questions that we've got now during our live session. Okay, so first one, but you tell us it's stressful. Which one isn't? So I think we specified for both of them that both of them are stressful. We can say that regular decision is also stressful. So that depends on, I think here is about the mood, and here is about the set that the student has. So you need to understand, you would understand that when you will start with your preparation. In case if that's an early preparation process, I think it can be less stressful because you already know that you handle everything and you have prepared everything on time, and you have higher chances to get accepted. If you are really sure about your application. It might be stressful in case if you are doing that like last week, and sometimes it happens really often, actually, not only sometimes. But here is the thing that we are saying: you need to be organized, you need to be disciplined. So here is everything about your mindset and about your organization, about your time management. So yes, I think that's the only thing that we can advise. All of them might be stressful. It's just your attitude and your work on that process. If you want to add something here, Aina, maybe.
No, you're right. You're definitely right. Not to be stressful, you should be very disciplined and prepared beforehand. As I always say, the last minute application is the worst application.
For sure.
You will be out of internet, your card may not work. It will be a lot of stress. So
Sure.
guys, please be prepared and do it 2 or 3 weeks before the deadline.
Perfect. Thank you. For early decision or early action, do we need to do the IELTS or another exam? So definitely you should provide the English proficiency test. Either that is going to be IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo, but that needs to be checked on the university website or on Kamana or on College Board. You have the Big Future app where you can browse, and on Big Future app we had a webinar last week, so you can go back and research how you do this and how you search for all the points, the minimum requirements point. And so yes, you definitely need the English proficiency test for that. Then the next question: do I have to apply to need-blind schools in my early decision 1, or need-aware is not preferred? And I will give you this one to answer.
We cannot say again, decide for you if you should be applying to the need-blind school for ED1 or need-aware. It depends on your financial situation. It depends on your needs, like the level, and it depends first of all to the university and program you're applying to. If it's a highly competitive program, you should be aware that you are well prepared, you have a good scores with IELTS or TOEFL, with SAT, you have extracurriculars and other honored activities, and you have a good GPAs and you have a good academic background. It depends, but still contact the EducationUSA Advisers to read your case, to understand and suggest. As I always say, like someone who reads your situation with other eyes, like from the side, may have another view and will be not critical, but very objective. So you should contact a counselor or advisor, definitely.
Perfect. Thank you, Aina. Then the next question, are there any restrictions regarding college university's number in early decision? I think you have specified that, but you can say that once again.
Yeah, for early decision is binding application.
Yeah.
And you can apply usually you can apply only to one university and one program, but still contact the office, look at the requirements. Some programs and some universities give you an opportunity to apply to another universities on the regular decision basis.
Perfect. Then what's the difference between normal apply and early action decision? I think we already listed the differences between between early action and decision, and when we have listed which are the benefits. So I can highlight only the difference in the timeline and also the higher acceptance rate that we give credit to the early action and early decision. But other than that, there shouldn't be any difference. So yeah, I know you can also add on that.
Also the interest of the university in you. When you're applying early action or early decision, you have more chance that your case is read thoroughly, and the admissions officers are more interested in reading your essay. Like compare when applying to students and applying 200 students, how much time will admissions officer has to read one essay?
For sure. Do the universities offer scholarship programs? Yes, they do. And that's part of your research process. And in case if you are really confused with that, as we've mentioned already a lot of times, you can outreach your EducationUSA advisor so they can also give you a strategy on how you do this research process correctly. Okay, if we aren't accepted by early decision action, should we do normal apply? Of course, yes, you can apply with the regular decision. I actually specified in the early action my part of presentation that you can also be deferred, so that can somehow put you in the regular pool, and they can revise your application letter. So with the regular decision. So yes, you should definitely apply. I mean, as we've said, it's not a tragedy. It can happen. That's your experience, as Aina said. So yeah, go for it. Definitely. And I don't know if you want to add something here.
Yeah, totally.
Good. Then we have the next one. I was wondering, what if I got accepted by early decision, but the financial aid doesn't cover my need? What should I do? Do I still have to go to that university? So that's part of the explanation actually Aina was giving before, but Aina, you can be more short here and say it once again.
Thank you so much. If you're applying for early decision, you should be aware of the situation with financial aid opportunities that university gives you. If you have been accepted to the university, but you're not satisfied with the financial aid opportunity that university gives you, you cannot apply to another university this year. If you withdraw your planning, that it means that you will have the gap year, and you can be applying on the regular decision basis or on the other early decision or early action basis next year to other universities.
Perfect. Thank you, Aina. What if I don't have my transcript yet? Can I apply? For sure. I mean, definitely at the moment when you are sending your application, I think you can also have that, but there are some cases when you can also upload it, I think, later. But yes, it would be preferable. And I think you should also ask for the term. So I think by 15th of November, you should be able already to submit it at least for 3 months. Aina, if you want to add also something here.
Yeah, as for transcripts, usually you are sending the transcripts for the years that you have passed, for the previous 2 years, and for the last year that you have for 3 months, as Alina said. And also you have an opportunity to get your expected GPA transcript, that where the expected listed courses may be added, like you're expecting to have the calculus one in the end of this year, and you are expecting to get this GPA, or you will be evaluated like this, or you can write the credits that you will have, and you can also add this transcript to your application.
Sure. Otherwise, if you get confused, you can also ask the admission office. They can also relate on that more detailed. The next question, how long does my spot in the university take to expire, and is there a possibility of a refund in case I cannot make it to report to the university on time? So I think here is more about the early decision.
I think by May 1st, as Alina said, you have to decide. It's the decision, the national decision day. To decide if you are accepting or not accepting offer. But about the refund, you have to specify it. Are you talking about the application fee? If it's about the application fee cannot be refunded. If it's about the deposit that usually the universities ask from you for your sport to be secured, it depends on the university requirements. Some universities can refund your deposit if you change your mind. Some universities don't.
Yes, definitely. That can be checked with the university. And then the last question, what about restrictive early decision? The last one. Restrictive early decision. I'm also not really sure what the person meant here. But yes, if you can just give us more details on this question. Are you referring maybe only to early decision, because we have only the early action and the early decision?
It's the single choice on early decision. I understand. I just checked. It's the single choice early decision. It's when universities gives you its requirements for some universities, when they give you an opportunity to apply only to these universities, and you will not have an opportunity to apply even on the regular decision period. You from applying to any other colleges and universities. So it's your choice, and you should understand for yourself if you want to apply to such school and university in the early decision basis.
Perfect. So I think we are done with all the questions. Thank you so much, guys, for so many questions and for being so engaged in our webinar. We really appreciate that. We understand that this is interesting, and that's a thing that we definitely consider for our future webinars. And at the same time, we recommend you to subscribe for more webinars that we are having. For till the end of this month, and you will have more information on also the webinars that we're getting on November soon. And we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. We've specified that in the chat, so please let us know, what do you think, what topics you would like us to do more, and on what topics you think we didn't cover yet. Thank you so much once again for attending. Thank you, Aina, for helping me to do this session and this presentation. I'm happy that our students appreciated that. Thank you so much to the Education USA Uganda Center. I think the team, they've specified here that they were with us today. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for allowing time. you have the opportunity to watch this video after on our social media platforms. We wish you a pleasant end of the day. Thank you once again, and stay tuned for our next events.
Good luck, guys. For those who are applying, stay safe, be calm, and less stressed, please.
Yes.